I have a book review for you guys today. This is Stand by Francis Booker and Michael Ragusa. Hopefully I pronounced those correctly. This is the first book in the Hooded series. It just came out in December, which I'm sad about because I need the next book. So I was contacted by the authors, and I think I was just contacted by one author. Anyway, they sent me a copy for free to review, which I really appreciated. It's even a really nice signed copy. So I started this, and it was vaguely slow, and I mean extremely vaguely slow. I think that might have just been my mindset as well, so don't trust me on that. In the beginning, and by beginning I mean like the first 20 or 30 pages. And then it picked up and it got going, and it was so good. I gave this 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved it. Okay, let's see if I can do a synopsis. I'm terrible at synopses. YA fantasy. There's a kingdom, most of this called Ragusa. It takes place mostly in the capital city, Corsia. I am bad at this. Corsia? I just finished it. I'm horrible with names. Anyway, it takes place mostly there, but they do go to a few other places. There's other kingdoms. They're referred to as kingdoms, not countries, which is interesting to me. There are other kingdoms, and one of them, nobody really knows who rules it, and that's the Martelak, and it's like entirely a slave state. You're either a slave owner who knows only who they report to and who reports to them, or you're a slave. And right at the beginning of this, our two main characters, Damon and Cyril, are twins, and they've been raised by their older brother, Ander, because their parents and their uncle were killed when they were little bitty for being traitors and going against the king and all of this. And then not long after the story starts, this is kind of a spoiler, but it's not like major. I don't think it's like a minor spoiler. Not long after the story starts, Ander gets executed for trying to kill the king. And then we follow Damon and Cyril becoming hooded. Hooded are like, so they have an army, but then they also have the hooded, which are like the elite, technically bodyguards of the king, but they don't just bodyguard, they go on like missions and stuff. So maybe like Navy SEALs kind of thing, maybe, but less secret. I'm not explaining this well, but I really, really like this. I will say it could probably use like one editing read through, and this is being said by an English nerd who tutored English for a while. There were just a handful of things I caught, nothing major. It just, I catch those. It's my thing. I don't think it would mess up most people reading the book. It didn't mess me up. I just noticed them. The world building was really good. I could completely imagine the world. I wouldn't mind a map being added if that was possible, but I know this is a small, independently published book, so I know that's not really practical. But if it did have a map, that would be really cool, because I'm good at imagining stuff like where they're at and who they are and stuff. But okay, so we got this kingdom, and we're mostly in the city, but then there's this whole kingdom, and then there's another one here, and then there's one kind of over here-ish, and I just have difficulty with that. But it wasn't a major detriment. I was just like, if it was possible, it would be cool. But, no huge deal if not. Let's see, the world building is really good. I really like the characters. Even the smaller characters were well fleshed out. Like, I could see them as people and not just two-dimensional. They were three-dimensional. There we go. The system for the hooded and how it works and how you advance and all of that was really well fleshed out. I really appreciated that. Bye, dear. Love you. Everything overall was very well fleshed out and easy to understand. Some of the other kingdoms we didn't learn a lot about, but that's just because they weren't really relevant. So the stuff that we needed to know about, it talked about very well. I'm trying to be better about this review because I'm usually not very good at this kind of thing. The magic system, the Morar, was really interesting how it works. It was really fleshed out how it works. And it's really interesting. I'm looking forward to exploring that more. Like I said, I need the second book because there are two characters. There's a bad person character and a good person character. You're trying to figure out who they are. Well, you find out who the bad person character is. And I did guess it, but I wasn't 100% sure, which is always a thing for me. Like, if I guess it, but I'm still not totally convinced that I'm right, you've done a great job with making the person difficult to guess. And the same thing for the good person character. I was going through a lot of different people trying to figure out who it was, and I guessed it, but it was like one of my, that's probably not it, possibilities. So, good surprise. That surprise is at the tail end of the book, and I need the next book. Because that's like a major twist, and then it's over, and I need it. At least it's not a cliffhanger. The cliffhangers can be annoying if you have to wait for the next book. But a twist like that, and you're just like, and you're just left with that face until you get the next book. But I'm going to quit rambling. I did really like this, and again, thank you to the authors for sending me a copy to review. I am going to be loaning this to a friend of mine because I think she will really enjoy it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Questions, comments, opinions. Have you read this? Do you want to? If you haven't read it, you should. It's not super long. A lot of YA fantasy books tend to be really long, but this one's not. It's 260 pages, Goodreads says. And it's really, really, really good. It's definitely got, even though it was so good, it definitely has the potential to not have second book syndrome. I know that's a big claim. I'll have to see with the second book, but I eagerly anticipate. So, go read this. Let me know questions and comments, because I know I'm sure I probably miss things or describe things badly. And yeah, it says in here they've got, there's a website, underthehood.net, that tells you more about it and stuff. But otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!